See, that's part of our institute. All the department, especially the, what they call themselves, the Council of Foreign Relations, old Steve Emerson's group, boy, we're going to really charge them. Yeah, our institute, we're going to attack them because they've been lying on us. And the Department of Strategic Studies, or the Strategic Studies Institute, U.S. Army War College, they've been had it in for us. So we're going to make fun of all of them. You know why? Because all of our analysis has been right and all of theirs has been wrong. And they got a big sign outside saying, really brainy white folks. And they always wrong. Right? And here we are in the Southeast about global affairs. You know what I mean? They don't believe that. That nigga is lucky. That's all. He can't comprehend, or those niggas out there can't comprehend this whole global situation. Come to a rational conclusion, and then follow it up with, them niggas is lucky. Because niggas is stupid, right? They can't hold them any. They believe that you, me, cannot hold two ideas at one time. They say you can't walk and chew gum, right? They can't. Look, this European will oppress you so much, you'll have to keep money on your mind on your dope house, on your cars, right? You have to keep an eye on who owe you. You got to keep it in your head. You can't write it all down. You got to be, you know, West Indies Archie. Y'all remember him in Malcolm's book? West Indies Archie was like this. He was a bookie. And a numbers runner. And he would collect about the average of 600, you know, payments a day. But he never wrote down anything, because that's the only way they could bust you is they pull you over and you got all these numbers in your pocket, right? He could remember how much money you put on it. He could remember also your system of numbers. Without writing anything down, every day, a different set of circumstances and numbers, right? West Indies Archie would have been in NASA if he was alive now, right? He would have been in a space program. He would have been up there with Dr. Spock then or something, right? Not Dr. Spock, but Mr. Spock. You know, the guy that Star Trek. He can remember everything. West Indies Archie. We got people with minds like that, brothers and sisters. We can do stuff like that. They don't believe it. It takes them decades for them to even believe that you can put concepts, ideas in categorically in different packages and have 10 different things going on at one time and make them all fit and work. They don't believe you can do it. So that's why we're going to kick their behind. I tell you now, we have been whooping America's behind. Psychologically, I know it don't seem like it, but we've been whooping them bad. And that's why we talk, you know, when the Negro win, he talk bad. Oh, you go play with your best friend basketball. Nigga, I did this, right? You just talk about basketball. That's all we doing. Yeah, cracker, y'all thought you had I did this and I did that. Now look at you. Right in your eyes. That's all we doing. We're having fun. If you didn't have fun, if you got mad, and you got upset, it all is the horror and the tragedy that goes on, you would quit. Or you would go down and get a pistol and shoot everybody in the subway. It's something stupid. You can't do that. You can't do that. Use what Allah gave you, a sense of humor. Isn't that right? We may not have no sense, but we got a sense of humor. Isn't that right? The Negro can laugh. I got to tell you this. I'm going to stop in a minute. In the penitentiary, in the federal penitentiary, first it started off down in one place in Miami. It was these Teamsters lawyers. Y'all might remember the case, about 35 years ago. It was 3 of them, and they had stole $21 million. That was a lot of money then. Each one of them got $7 million each. And the one that was in jail that had to take the fall, they would give his wife $35,000 a year, something just for upkeep or something like that. And we started off with FCI Miami. And then, you know, I'm from California then, so I said, man, give me a transfer. So they sent me to Lompoc. When I was going, there's a place called Texarkana. I saw this European lawyer again. 6 months later, he was bent over. Hair was great. And he didn't have but a couple of years. And the Negroes that robbed banks and got $2,000, $5,000, the lowest you could get, remember, was 8 years, remember? And you might get 20 or 25 years for bank robbery. Right? When you would go in the penitentiary, you would see the Negroes laughing, jumping up and down, singing, lifting weights, and everything. And I used to teach a class at the federal prison camp in California to only white folks. I taught them how to do time. In turn, they would come to our Islamic classes and teach on Sunday about banking, because they was there for $1 million deals, and they would teach us about trust. They teach us all the kind of stuff that when we get out, they wouldn't tell us nothing. Because in the pen, we all lay together. But when we get outside, you a nigga like you was all the time, and I'm a big white man. I don't have nothing to do with y'all, right? We learn all kind of stuff. But we used to teach them how to do time. Because imagine, they done stole all these millions and they would get 6 months, a year, 2 or 3 years, because they in camp. And the way it hit me, I was in a barber shop one day, and one white boy was talking to a new white guy. He said, oh, well, when you come in, oh, I just come today. My wife brought it, this camper, you know, the big campers, rolling home. Drove them to the penitentiary. Yeah, they called me and told me I had a charge, and I came down to the federal office, and then they just said, okay, you go back home. And I went to court and I lost the case. And the judge told me, turn yourself in at the penitentiary. Now, how many of you? Yeah, this is the way white actors, a lot of white folks, they drive up to the pen. How many niggas? Tell me one. Just one. That Joe, okay. Now imagine the police telling me, okay, Musa, you going up to Lewisburg, you ain't got but 10 years. Yes, sir, I'll be right up. Right? I'll be right there. Right? That's the way they knew why. So the white guy was saying to the other, he told the other one, he said, me neither. I've never had handcuffs on. I said, he's in the federal penitentiary with us. And neither one of them never had handcuffs on. And the white boys that flew all that cocaine in from Colombia and smuggled from Mexico, they got 2 years. And a Negro for an ounce or anything would have 15 years. Right? Even now they still, if you got powder cocaine on it, they just got it. Right? But if you got crack, now who uses these types of dope? The Negroes are one that like that pipe. And the white folks got enough sense to snort it, isn't that right? Like we used to a long time ago. What I'm saying is this, is that the system has conditioned us beyond what even we know. We can hold things in our mind. We can do things that other people don't even consider being able to do. When white folks get a case, they commit suicide. If Negroes did that, we would have been extinct years ago. Right? If every Negro got a case, committed suicide, how many would be here in D.C.? How many are you here? Right? Your daddy would commit suicide, your mama would have jumped off the building because the husband is gone, we wouldn't be here. If every Negro got a case, right? And the last thing about crime, America is built on crime. The more you do, the less time you get.